All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out a Market Watch video. I like to do these once a month, and hey, it is August 1st at the time of me recording this video. So what better time than to do it than the very beginning of the month? And I've had some people ask me to do more of them. I've been considering it. I have been considering doing like 2 a month, where it's like maybe the 1st and the 15th of every month. We'll have to see. What do you guys think about that in the comment section below? Y'all tell me if y'all like that or not. Is one market watch a month good enough? Or would you rather me do 2 of them, you know, for the 1st and the 15th of every month? It's up to you guys. If there's enough people that say yes, I don't mind doing it. It's easy content for me, guys. You know, I don't have to do any preparation. I just type, well, I mean, I guess a little bit, right? Where I just type in these cards at the top. That doesn't take me any time at all, because I know most of them off the top of my head. So, yeah, let me give you guys a quick layout. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. First things first, we will do the Market Watch today. And then after that, we'll do that. That's going to be on TCGplayer.com, obviously. Then we're going to hop over to LimitlessTCG.com and see what entire decks are costing currently in the meta, in the current format we're in. So we're going to check that out. Then we'll hop over to the lab and check out a game of Red Purple Luffy versus Green Black Perona. That should be very interesting. And then we'll finish off with a game on the sim of me playing Red Green Film Law. Okay, a little bit of fun there. It's going to be versus Purple Black King. So, excuse me. It should be a little bit of fun. And then of course we'll finish off that with, you know, I'll bring the deck list up. We'll talk about it and we'll wrap it up in that way. No art critique today, guys. Sorry for everybody who likes those. My apologies. Don't worry, they're coming back. I've just been slacking a little bit lately. Okay, let's do this, guys. First things first, the Market Watch. Check this out, guys. We are on TCGplayer.com, and look at Gecko Moria. This card is under $10. It is hard to beat that, guys, for a card of this quality, of this caliber. Now, I do have to preface this. I'm going to say this. Excuse me. This is a great time to pick up the card because this is very cheap. This is a very, very solid time to pick up a card, to pick up this card. However, one thing I do want to mention. So today is August 1st, right? August 12th, so in about a week and a half away, they are going to update the bans and restricted list. If this card is on there, I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't want you to be all mad at me like, hey, you know, you told me now is a good time to buy. I'm telling you that with this in mind. Use some discretion, use your own wisdom, but this card could get restricted or banned or who knows what. I'm not saying it will. Please don't misquote me or think that I want it to get banned. No, it's nothing like that. I'm just trying to be completely upfront with you guys, totally transparent. But I'll tell you what, guys, $10 for a super rare of this quality, even if they do just restrict it down to a 1 or 2 of, if that does happen, you know, who knows what will happen. But if, like hypothetically speaking, if it doesn't get banned and it just gets restricted down to a 1 or 2 of, it is very hard to beat this price, but it might go down even further if it does get banned or restricted. Just giving everybody a heads up. Okay, so there's Gecko Moria. What's up next? I don't have any specific order. I do kind of have it in a little bit of a color order, but I think I'm a little bit off. So Sabo is under $10 now. Notice how this went down. I expected this, guys, because this is just like 9 cost Zoro. I know everybody got mad at me last time I talked about this. This is just a great 2 of in any deck, like a 1 of or 2 of in any deck that can run this color. It's just a solid 1 or 2 of. Yes, in the future, who knows? You could run 3 or 4 of whatever card you want to, right? But the point is, it's just a great complementary card for any deck that's running black. And then in the case of Zoro, we'll talk about in a minute, running green. So $10 though for a secret rare. I've said this before. Anytime you have a secret rare for under $10 is not a bad time to buy, because those secret rares can get out of control very quickly, guys. Like what we saw with 10 cost Ace, Bond Clay, and who else? There was one other one. Oh gosh, it slipped my mind. I can't remember. I'll remember later. But the secret rares can get very expensive, guys. And it's Katakuri. That was the other one. It's good to pick those up when they're this cheap for sure. You're not really hurting yourself, especially if you're like me. I only picked up 2 copies of this because that's probably all I'll ever need. And if I need more in the future, I can just pick them up later. But yeah, $10 for this Sabo, very solid. Brook, this card is out of control, guys. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up in price. I personally would wait on getting this card. I would wait for the price to go down, or, you know, if you want to do trades in the meantime, that's probably the best way to handle something like this. I don't foresee this card staying at $15. Maybe it will. Maybe there was some type of supply shortage overall. And I've got 3 copies. I do eventually want to get 1 more. But I don't think this will stay at $15 a card. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I think this is a little pricey, and I would wait on this one. This was one that really surprised me. I'm like, wait, why does this keep going up and up and up in price? But I guess this is kind of the Cavendish for black in EB01, where it's just super, super expensive. We'll get to that card eventually as well. Borsalino down to an all-time low since it first came out. You know, when it first came out, of course, it was super low. I think, well, it doesn't even go that far back on here. Excuse me, but I bought my Borsalinos for like $4 a pop. And now, you know, now they're down to 13 again. We know this is going to be reprinted with the PRB set, so that's a good thing. But yeah, down to $13. Don't mind this $5 one. This is a Japanese version. But down to $14. Hard to beat that. I will look up Kuzan while we're here because I actually forgot to add him. We'll look up both. So check this out, guys. The 10 cost is at around $13, and the 4 cost is around $6, $7. Not bad, not bad. You know, this is definitely a time to snag these if you actually want the card, or if you're trying to add it to your collection. Excuse me, if you don't already have it, not a bad time to snag these. The base rarity ones, of course. Even the alt arts are not that crazy. $30 for the Kuzan, $30 for both the 4 cost and the 10 cost. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So next up, this is the craziest one for me. This is the big mover that I've seen. This card spiked up in price. I mean, it was kind of, let me go back 6 months. Like, notice it was like around $7 to $10 for a while. It kind of spiked up to $25, and I thought it would go down, but it has just kind of constantly remained at $20 for a long time. And now, this card will not be in the PRB 01 set, guys, the premium booster set where they're doing a lot of reprints. This is not a featured card in there. So I think that's why this card just went ballistic, like with its price. It is what it is. I would probably try to wait for this hysteria to die down. Yeah, I would wait for it to go down a little bit, because one thing I do want to mention about the 5-cost blocker Sabo, there are quite a few of them, right? There are quite a few different versions of it. Like, okay, the manga, obviously, but here we go. So there's this alt art version here, and then there's this other Sealed Battle Volume 1. And I wonder if that's why they didn't choose to reprint the actual 5-cost card. Because look at all these different versions we see on the screen. Is there, what, 4 versions? Let me see. The original, the manga, the alt art, and then the sealed battle pack. So that's 4 different versions. You know, so maybe they just thought, like, okay, that's enough. Because instead, guys, they reprinted this one. If I'm not mistaken, they reprinted this one in the PRB set. This is a 10-cent card. I don't know what that had to have been a blunder on their end. That had to have been some type of mistake. Like, whoops, printed the wrong card. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that this was an absolute mistake, not reprinting this card. Because it's even called Premium Booster the Best. Like, One Piece, the best cards from OP01 through, I think it was OP05. It was OP01 through 5 or 6. I can't remember exactly. Either way, this card, as soon as it was printed, was seen all over the place. In any kind of deck running black, yep, you saw this at least as like a 1 or 2 of. So, very disappointing that this was not reprinted. This price is getting a little bit crazy. I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of this. I personally would not buy this card at this price unless, hey, one thing I want to preface this with, guys, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. You need to pick and choose what you want to do with your money. I've had people get mad at me in the comment sections about that, you know, with videos like this where they're like, you know, it's a bad idea to not buy cards if you think you need them to win the next tournament. Guys, if you think you're going to play in a tournament and you need this card, do what you have to do. you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying don't do that if you have something in mind. I'm just saying there's a lot of people who watch my videos who are kind of on the fence, right? They're like, should I get this now? Will it go up? Will it go down? My answer is I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this card's going up or down. But this is very interesting to look at, guys, because this is just an SR. Remember, this is not a secret rare. And there's one more thing, one more factor I want to bring up that people might not be considering. This card might get restricted on August 12th. I'm not saying it will. Sorry, guys, my ear was itching. I'm not saying this will get restricted. I'm just saying there is a possibility that this card gets restricted down because people are seeing it as very, very powerful, especially with some of the new cards coming out. Excuse me. For example, there are purple-black decks now that are experimenting with running this Sabo card alongside the 10-cost Kaido Linlin, where they're wiping the entire board, but not your characters. Because if you play this guy down, your characters cannot be KO'd by effects until the start of your next turn. And, of course, you get to draw 2 trash 2 as a 5-cost 6k, 1k counter blocker. The card is insanely good. Okay, like, there's no question about that. The card is absolutely insanely good. But what I'm trying to say is it's so good, it kind of is in the same boat as Gecko Moria, where it's like, I wouldn't exactly be surprised if they restricted the card. I'm not saying they will. I don't know if they will or they won't. I'm just saying I would not be surprised. Okay, so that's Sabo. Zoro's going down in price. Excellent. Yeah, this is what I like to see. I could not believe this card got up to $36. This was just people, frantically buying cards. Like, oh, this card's so good. It's like, yeah, but you have to always consider how many copies should be in a deck on average, and my answer is 2 at the most. Okay, and then how rare is the card? It is a secret rare. So with that in mind, I think the average price of secret rares, guys, like this one's $17.24. Like, let's just bring up the purple Luffy right now. It might be hard for me to find this, but I'll try to at least find it. Oh, here it is. Look at this. This is a secret rare you run as a 4 of, okay? This is a secret rare that you run as a 4 of in red, purple Luffy, or at least a 3 of, right? Card is $7.60. Okay, what's another secret rare? Now, there are secret rares that are run as a 4 of where it's like, okay, I can understand it. One I forgot to add. I'll just go ahead and bring it up now. Let me see if it comes up like this. I think it's under Bon Clay. Hang on one second, guys. It's either under Bon Carré or Bon Clay. Y'all give me just a second. They might have did it correctly. Okay, nice. They did. All right, so check this out. This card has gone down to $25. This was insane at first, up in the $50 range, but now it's steadily going down. And I could see this card sitting around the $24 to $25 mark, because let me say it like that. Here we go. If you have a secret rare that is a 4 of in most decks, like in most decks that run that color, I would expect it to be about $25 a card. I know that's expensive. I wish it was less, but I could understand the $25 price point. It makes sense. So it's basically $100 to replace that. That's what we're about to see with Ace, guys. Let me see. I don't want to skip ahead. Is this, yeah, here we go. We'll just skip ahead a little bit. Same exact thing, guys. About $25 a card. This is a 4 of in any deck that runs yellow now that goes late game. So you see where that's going on. They're both the same rarity, and they're both used as 4 ofs. However, that's what was really crazy to me about Zoro. Like, let me go back to Zoro now. I just got to search it up. I'm sorry. I don't want to go back too many times. Like, this card right here, and actually, it's the market's always moving. Now it's down even cheaper. Since this is just a 2 of, I would expect it to be half of $25. I would expect this to be like a $12 card, because I don't need very many of these. So there should be more on the market. And guys, when people do these like emergency buys, like right here where we saw this card at $37, excuse me, this is why I warn people, don't just go crazy buying this unless you absolutely need it. I get it. If there's a tournament coming up and you're like, no, I just need 1 or 2 of these for my deck to do this, that, and the other. I get it, but you also need to remember, whenever people do these quick buys like that, it does hurt the overall market. Because imagine if no one bought this card at just $30. Imagine everyone stopped buying this card at $28, $29. All of a sudden, that price starts starts dipping down really fast. But hey, someone bought it at 28, then someone bought it at 31, then someone bought it at 36, and then that's where it peaked out at. Now people are starting to slack off of it a little bit, and look at this, it's going straight down. So we do control the market, guys. Not just like, I'm not talking about like content creators. Hey, sometimes content creators can say something that can really make the market go crazy. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about us, the consumers, the buyers, like the players. We do get to control the market, and if we just decide like, hey, I'm not going to pay that much for this card, then it will go down. Now, yes, of course, there are unfortunate circumstances with like tournaments around the corner. It's like, hey, I just need this card. I have to buy it because I think I can win with it. I get that. I fully understand that. But yeah, and alt arts, that's something totally different. Don't get me started on alt arts and stuff like that, guys. That's something totally different. Okay, next up is Nami. $6.75, guys. This is not a bad time to pick up Nami. I'm just going to tell you right now, $6 for a card this is an SR. Remember, this is a super rare. Any super rare that is good enough, how do I say this? That is as good as Nami, where it's a top 3 searcher. That's not a once per turn attack, by the way, for the players who like to play green blue Sanji, like myself. That is not a once per turn. It's an on play and when attacking effect. It is a cornerstone piece. Okay, it is a staple in any green film deck moving forward. This is just that good of a card. Now, if you don't play green, then don't worry about it, right? Of course, guys, with all these cards we're looking at today, if you don't play the color we're looking at, there's no reason to get the card unless you're just trying to get a playset for a playset for later. But yeah, this card went down a lot in price once the reprints came out. Okay, really good stuff there. Or not the reprints, excuse me, the second wave of cards. Same thing with Eustass Kidd. Now this went down a pretty good amount with the reprints, the PRB reprints, and probably also with the next wave of cards that came out. So that's a good thing, right? Seeing this card at $20, it is still too high in my opinion, and I think it will go down over time when the PRB set comes out. But for the time being, $20. This is a little pricey, but yes, this card is absolutely insane. Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying this card's not insane, but I do think this price is just a little bit too much. Let me go ahead and refresh the page because I did go to lunch before I decided to start the video. Look at that, it went down $1, guys. But yeah, this is a card where I would expect this to go down. Excuse me. Okay, so hear me out. I think at the high end, secret rares, not super rares, what we're looking at right here, secret rares, I think they should peak out at $25 for something that is played as a 4 of, for that kind of rarity in decks that are winning, right? $25. Super rares, I think, should peak, as in like the highest that I would ever want to pay for a super rare, and it's more than I'd want to pay, but that I'd be willing to pay, it's $15. I don't know if I'd pay more than $15 for a super rare. That's just me personally. Okay, so that's for the super rare. Then we go down to a rare that's got to be under $5. I'm sorry. It's just got to be under 5. Like, not even under 10. It's got to be under $5. That's just how things are, right? And then commons, uncommons, well under $3. Okay, that's just the gauge that I use. You guys use whatever gauge you want to. Okay, but again, I would wait for this card to go down in price because, excuse me, imagine the people who are right here who bought this card and now they know it's going to be reprinted, how they must feel right now. Guys, I bought this card when it was right here. It was further back. Let me go 6 months back. I got it when it had dipped down to when it had dipped down, quote unquote, to $35. I think I bought it somewhere around March, maybe April, when it was down in the $30 to $35 range. And now I'm like, man, I just wasted my money. Now I did only buy 3. I only bought 3 of them because I think that's all you need for a deck. This is one of those cards where it's like, I think 3 is like the perfect number. Some people might say 4 or whatever. But 3 for me was like the perfect amount. But hey, I wish I had just waited because then I could have bought 2 of them for the price of 1. You know what I mean? And then half the price for the third one. So it is what it is. Okay, what is next? Let's move on from here. Sanji, this card, this is from OP07. Very important purple 2K counter blocker. Now, this is another card that might actually see some movement, like downward. Again, depending on what happens August 12th. Now, let me say this real quick, guys. The 2 main decks that are being looked at, I think, by Bandai, not by me, and what everyone is speculating, is Red Purple Law and Lucci. What makes those decks good? Well, we saw what happened with Blue Black Sakazuki, right? They just said, we're just going to ban the leader because of how well it was doing. Well, guys, Red Purple Law, I think, is doing even better, or if not better, it's doing as good as Blue Black Sakazuki was. So just following common trends or past trends that Bandai has done, I would not be surprised if they ban the leader. I don't know. I'm just saying. Who knows? They might not. I'm just saying if I were to go off of past trends, that's what I would expect for them to do. And if that's the case, this card might go down a pretty decent amount in price, guys. It might go down pretty low. Because that is the main deck that runs this card, but there are others as well. It's not run by just one. It is run by other decks as well. But I would expect if Red Purple Law takes a back seat, this could go down in price. Okay, Eustass Kidd is down super, super low. He's getting a reprint as well soon. This is a good thing. Very happy with this price. Any SR that's in under the $5 range, I'm not even going to second guess it. I'm just going to hit buy. You know what I mean? That's just how I operate. Any SR under $5, auto buy. Same idea for me with secret rares. Secret rare under $10, auto buy. Just instantly. That's just how my mind works, if I need it, of course, not just for a waste. Okay, Vinsmoke Reiju, way down in price. As we see here, guys, this card used to sit around $12. It's all the way down to $3 now, $2.88, $3, whatever. Really good time to pick this up. I couldn't see a reason, why you wouldn't, because what's the cheapest it might get down to? $1 or $2 over the course of the next, year or something. Saving the extra $1, that's up to you, right? But I think this is a very good price to pick up Reiju if you do not already have yours. Sanji, it's a secret rare under $10. If you're trying to play Red Blue Marco in OP08, guys, this might be a card worth snagging now. It's under $10. This is a very solid card, and I think you only need 2 of them, guys. I think you only need 2 of this card if you're trying to play Red Blue Marco, if you even want to do the late game package where you go Sanji into 9-cost Whitebeard. It's up to you, but I think this is a very good price. Gecko Moria. All right, real talk, guys, real talk. This card really spiked up in price when Dofi was doing well. This is a starter deck card, guys. This is another card. There were 2 main cards I wish they had reprinted. I really wish they had reprinted 2 cards in the PRB set. Number 1 was Sabo, as we already saw. Number 2 is this guy. This card, Gecko Moria, is from starter deck, what was it, 0203, excuse me, ST03. And there is no other version of it. You know what I mean? Like what you see is what you get, and that's why this card. This is like the Hina. Remember Hina when Sakazuki went crazy? Excuse me. Hina shot up in price. It went crazy with price because it was only available in starter decks. Same thing with 7-cost Linlin, right? Well, here we are. We're doing the same thing over and over again. This time it's with this is not as popular as Sakazuki was. I think Doflamingo will be very good in OP0 8.5, but currently Doflamingo still has, it still needs quite a few cards to catch up for us in the West. We have to get to OP0 8 and then OP0 8.5 for us to have a very strong deck. But if you are trying to get this card, guys, I'm just giving you a heads up. Someone tell me if I'm off in the comment section below, but I don't think we're getting a reprint of this card unless it's coming out in the new starter deck for ST17. I'm starting to think, guys, is it in there? Hang on. I got the Olympic medal stuff up over here. All right, I can't even do it right now. I'll look it up later. But if this is being reprinted in ST17, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's ST17. Then this will go down in price a little bit. But if it's not, then it's pretty crazy. Here, actually, hang on one second, guys. Let me bring up. Let me bring this over here for a second because we do need to know. It's actually extremely relevant, right? It's actually extremely relevant. Who are we just looking at? We're looking at let me go back to Reiju, this Gecko. Okay. So for ST17, which is the new Doflamingo, this card is in there. Okay. I could not remember. It is going to be reprinted in there, so I guess I would not emergency buy this card just yet, but it is good to know that this will be in the new Starter 17 deck coming out. Again, that's OP0 8.5, so about 4.5 months away for us over here in the West, or 4 months, something like that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We did have to settle that. I know that was a little bit crazy there, but we had to settle that. Okay, next up is Hiyori. Hiyori has gone way down in price. I would try to wait till it hits the $5 mark. Remember, that's what I said, guys. If you find a super rare that you really need for your deck and it goes under $5, for me personally, that is an auto buy because I know how the market works, right? I know how the market can function. And I know that a super rare is worth the $5. That's when I bought Borsalino and Kuzan, right? The 4-cost Borsalino and the 4-cost Kuzan that we looked at earlier. When I first came to the game, I said, okay, that is a SR and it's under $5. Snag them. I snagged 4 of each. I think I only needed 3 Borsalinos. I had 1 Borsalino. I only needed 3 more, and I needed all 4 Kuzans. Buy, done, right? And I don't feel bad about that because the way SRs work. Now, if they're well under $5, if they're like in the $1 or $2 range, that is for sure an auto buy then. But like it's when the card gets over $5 where it's like, okay, I'm not going to buy this card unless I absolutely need it. Hiyori is one of those cards that you might absolutely need for your list, right? It really is. So buy at your own discretion, but just know, look at this, guys. This is the cheapest the card has ever been since it has been released. Look at this. Excuse me. So it came out here. It was $20. It dipped down to about $13, spiked up to $25, and now it's been steadily going down to where we are now in the $6 range. Not bad. We'll take it. We will take that. Katakuri. This card, let me refresh because, like I said, I did put all this up, then went to lunch and came back. $56 is about where it's at. I personally would be waiting. There's no way I'd be buying this card currently, and it looks like not many people are. Well, actually, no. One was bought today because remember, guys, it's August 1st at the time you're recording this. Let's view more data on the latest sales. Whew, yeah, someone bought 4 at $61 each, 3 at $61. And this was all just yesterday. So 7/31 yesterday, it had this many sales. So there were 2, 3, 5, 8, 12, 14. 14 of these cards sold yesterday. And then on the 30th, it looks like it was a little bit of a lull. But still, 6, 7. And then the 29th, they went crazy, it looks like. I don't know. So this card is selling at the $50 and $60 range, guys. This is just me. I would wait till the new starter deck comes out, or not the new starter, the new PRB set comes out because it will be reprinted in PRB 01. But hey, as usual, guys, as always, if you need this card right now for a tournament coming up where you could win thousands of dollars in prize support, do it. If you're confident in your abilities and you think you're ready, do it. But for me and for some of the more casual people who are just waiting for this card to dip down in price, I would wait until the PRB set. That's just me personally. Okay, next up is Yamato. Yamato has gone up in price, guys, because this card is an SR, and it's still under $7. It's under $10, so I still think it's at a very acceptable range. But guys, this card is just starting to pop up everywhere. I knew I needed 4 of these immediately when it came out. Back when it was like, I think this card was like $2 when it came out. Let me see. Yeah, it started off at $3. I bought all mine at like $2.50 or $3 each, and now it has kind of stayed around $5, and now it looks like it's going up, guys. I would not be surprised if this goes up and up and up, but who knows? We are getting 2 new products. The PRB 01 set, that's the first one that's coming out. But then there's another thing, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, I can actually bring it up over here now that I got this open. Hang on one second, guys. I will bring it up for everybody to see. It is called, it's some kind of special set coming out that will have reprint sets in it. It's hard to explain, I know. That didn't make any sense. Guys, I can't even find it. Let me go back to the, I got to go to the main One Piece site. But it's a new set that will have different booster packs inside it, random booster packs from OP01 through OP05. And y'all give me just a second, I'll bring it up over here. Okay, let me see. Y'all give me just a minute, guys. It's not the booster treasure booster set. This is it right here, guys. Let me bring this over. So this is coming out August 30th. So in exactly 29 days at the time of me recording this video, guys, look at this. There's a booster pack treasure booster set. And check this out, guys. Number one, there will also be a promo card here, but it is a $20 box. Like it's a little box like what you see on the screen right here, the treasure booster set. And inside there will be 4 random boosters of OP01 through OP05. Guys, this is marketing at its peak, right? This is brilliance in marketing because it's so fun to open up booster packs, right? Well, how's about this? We're going to put 4 random boosters from OP01 through 5 in there. And you're going to get a promo card for it as well. So it's like, this is genius, but this might also help lower prices in the market. So I am keeping my eye on this one right here. And then, of course, the other one is the PRB 01 set. Let me scroll down to where I was. It is right. Did I pass it? Everyone knows what that one is. If I can't find it, guys, you just got to take my word for it. It's the PRB 01 set. I don't even see it in here. Did I skip over it? Whatever. That's coming out eventually as well, guys. It's called PRB 01. How am I not seeing it? Did I go over it like 100 times now? Here's all the ST decks. Here it is. There was no picture, of course. Okay, this is the PRB 01 that's going to have tons and tons of reprints in it. Like a lot of stuff, guys. I'll post my video that shows all the cards that will be in that. Okay, let's keep going. So Yamato has gone up in price a little bit, but this is a very strong card, guys. I think it... I can't remember if this one's going to be in the reprints or not, but this one might go down a little bit. We'll have to see over time. Ace. Okay, $25. Now, this is, like I said, I expect the peak cost of a secret rare that is included in decks as a 4 of to be around the $25 to $30 range. I do expect that, and I understand if people are buying at this price, it makes sense to me. I get it. But yeah, this card... Notice this, guys. It's pretty much stabilized at $25. I think this is like such a good sign for a healthy game. When it starts getting in the $35, $40, $45, $50 range like Katakuri, that's not healthy in my personal opinion. But this I feel like is. I think it's okay to have cards that are expensive in the game that have some value. And yes, I understand $25 is a lot of money. Okay, I get that. I fully understand. I wish they were all free, guys. Hey, I wish we lived in the perfect utopia where everybody had free cards. We all played and had fun. But no, that's not how it is, right? We're in the real world. People are trying to make money. This site stays up. You know, this TCG player site can stay alive because cards cost a certain amount of money, right? And they get, you know, their share of it and everything. Okay, let's keep going. Monkey D. Luffy. Excuse me. This card is right at $6. This might stay here for a while. Okay, this is used in Vegapunk. This is used in Black Yellow Luffy. Now, by the way, I keep having to reference this August 12th potential bans and restriction list update. If Gecko Moria does get hit on there, it might directly affect Black Yellow Luffy. We'll have to see. But either way, this card, it is played in Black Yellow Luffy. It is played in, I think it's even played in some versions of Enel from OP08.5. They're running a lot of KO triggers, like Nami, the new Nami coming out in OP08, this Luffy, Onami. It's running a lot of KO triggers in the OP08.5 version of Enel. So might have to look out for that, guys. Might have to keep our eye on that. But $6 for this card, I think is pretty reasonable. Wouldn't be too mad about picking this up now. Okay, next up, we got Flampe. This is like the most expensive rare in the game, guys. I don't know why. It's from EB01. That was a wonky set. I had to order my excuse me. I waited like 3 or 4 weeks for this card to dip down in price. It never did. It just never did. But here we are, $4 for this card. Not the worst thing in the world. Can Because, guys, this is going to be an auto-include in probably 90% of yellow decks moving forward. The ability to have a 2K counter, it's Big Mom Pirates searchable if you're running Katakuri in the future. And then on top of that, it is a 1-cost draw 2, right? Because, yes, you are drawing from your life, but who cares? You draw the card from your life, and you draw a card from your deck with this effect. Under $5, I would pretend that this is an SR, guys. I'm not going to lie. This card in particular, I would pretend it's an SR. Okay, same thing with Kid and Killer. I will jump forward to that real quick. Same thing with this one, guys. It's not an SR, but it might as well be. This card, actually, excuse me, so this is the most expensive rare in the game, I think, other than something like from like OP01 or something maybe. But no, this Kid and Killer, guys, I would just pretend this is an SR because, I mean, number one, it's strong enough to be an SR, and number two, if you're running any red deck moving forward, I mean any red deck moving forward, you need this card. Maybe not. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you just want to run like a Straw Hat Crew package. That's up to you. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Just trying to help out. Okay, next up is Linlin. Excuse me. Let me refresh this. Down to $9, $10. Actually, there's just a few that are at this $9 and $10 range. That's probably worth picking up because this is a card where it was in the starter decks, and I don't know if this is getting reprinted or not. Oh, actually, I can check right now. I don't think it is, though. I have it up here on the side. Y'all give me 1 second, guys. I will bring up the Katakuri deck coming out in in ST20. There's an ST20 starter deck coming out with new Katakuri cards in it, and I don't think this card's going to be... It's not. This card is not going to be reprinted. If you need these, guys, I don't know if I'd wait too much longer for it to dip in price, because look at this, guys. This is ST20 we're looking at. That's this cool-looking new Katakuri coming out in about 4 months. But check this out. They're not reprinting 7-Lin. They're reprinting a 6-Lin, okay? Which this card's good as well. Okay, this card's very good as well. But I'm just saying, if you're a Big Mom Pirates player, or if you plan on playing Big Mom Pirates cards in the future, or anything that's running yellow, now's not the worst time to snag 7-Lin at $10. I get it. Hey, when it first came out, you could have had 2 for $12. I understand. I do understand. But hey, we got to do what we got to do in this situation. Very, very unfortunate. I wish this card would go down around the $5 range. Excuse me. Then I think it would be very acceptable. Newgate, this card, it went really crazy for a minute there when Red Blue Marco got spoiled. But honestly, it was kind of always pretty high in price, but it has dipped down because I think this will be receiving a reprint in the PRB 01 set. I could be wrong with that. Y'all help me out if I'm off. But either way, $7 for this card. This is another like red staple. It's an SR. It's under $10, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, this is a good card if you don't already have it. It looks like it has stabilized around the $7 mark. It's been like this for about 2 weeks. Might be a decent time to pick it up, or 1 week, I guess. 1 week, excuse me. Okay. Actually, no, hang on. This is June 24th. Excuse me. Yeah, so this has been for about a month now, honestly. It's been like, so it's been about $7 for about a month, $7, $8. Not too bad. Kid and Killer we just looked at. Tony Chopper. Okay, this is an SR from EV01. It has kind of stabilized right here. If anyone is considering playing Sanji, red PRB 01 leader Sanji, the leader that gives all your characters that cost 8 or less rush if they don't have an on-play effect, this might be a consideration if you don't already have it, guys. I would seriously consider this card, because if you're going to build a Straw Hat version, this is a card to get. Let's talk about 2 other cards, okay? Pay close attention, guys. Let's talk about 2 other cards that might go in a Straw Hat version of Sanji. One of them is called Luffy. 2 of them are called Luffy, actually, the 2 that I want to show you. Okay, first of all, this card, all the way back from, Romance Dawn, OP01. This is a card. Activate main. Once per turn, give this character up to 2 Rested Dawn cards. And then you're smashing in, right? Because Sanji gives them rush immediately. Now, you can't do it on turn 1. I don't want to talk about the rules right now, but you can't do it on turn 1. But just know, turn 2 moving forward, this card is online, and it's smashing in right away. Immediate value, a 2 cost that swings for 5, guys. This is a 2 cost, 5,000 power character with, a 1K counter. So really incredible. Now, the other card is another Luffy. There's 2 other Luffys. I didn't even think about the one we just looked at there. Excuse me. It is these cards right here. Y'all give me a second to find it. There are so many Luffys now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm making sure I don't miss it as I go through these. This is it. This card right here, but this is a promo version. I don't want the promo version. The promo version is only $14. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. We have to go over this, guys, because I don't want y'all being upset saying, hey, why didn't you warn us of this card? This card as well. real quick, guys, this is a promo 4-cost, 6,000 power, 1K counter vanilla film Supernova Straw Hat Crew Luffy. Might want to consider this if you're looking forward to playing red Straw Hat Sanji in the near future. And then let's see if I can find this one last card. Here it is. It's right in front of my face. This is the other one, guys. This is a promo. Okay, this is a promo card that is sitting at $9, I think, for the cheapest one. That's the cheapest one that I know of. And it's been sitting around here for a while. It is a 3-cost, 3,000 power, 2K counter, and Supernova Straw Hat Crew type. Dawn ×2, this character gets 2,000 power. So, essentially, in this deck, in the Sanji deck we're talking about, this is a 5-cost, 7,000 power character with a 2K counter, and it has Rush. So, you really, really need to consider this if you don't already have your playset and you're really set on playing Sanji. Just trying to help out, guys. One more card I do want to mention that it just popped in my head, guys. It just popped in my head. Is Zoro, the purple Zoro with Banish. If you are planning on playing purple Luffy all the way in ST, what is that? ST 15, 16, 17, 18. In ST 18, you might want to consider snagging these now. It might not be in the deck. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. No one knows what the perfect list is for ST 18 Luffy just yet, the purple Luffy deck. But guys, this card, it's a 6-cost, 7K, 1K counter with Banish. It's Straw Hat Crew searchable. There is a 4-cost searcher. Guys, we're just bringing it up. I'm sorry. I got to show you guys. I mean, you know, for those who are interested, I think it's important that you know stuff like this. Okay, Luffy, bringing it up now. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is the deck I'm talking about, guys. There's a new 4-cost Zoro searcher. Look at this. 4-cost, 6,000 power, Straw Hat Crew. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 purple Straw Hat Crew type card and add it to your hand. Did you notice what it didn't say? It didn't say other than Zoro. So you will be able to search up Zoros with this card, then put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, of course. And guys, in this deck, now understand this is not a 10-cost Time Warp Luffy. This is a 10-cost promo, 10-cost 12K, 1K counter promo vanilla Luffy. Okay, so don't be expecting the 10-cost 12K secret rare to be in here, guys. But really good stuff here. This could be a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff to be had here. Okay, back to what we were saying. I know we went off on like a crazy rabbit trail, guys, but I am trying to help everybody out. I am trying to help everybody out. I'm trying to look out for everybody because remember what happened in the past, guys? I warned everyone about this card. I said, guys, this is a promo and it will be in Red Purple Law. And I said that over a year ago now, all the way back here when it was, I got it when I think I got it when it was like $4 a card. I was like, yep, I'm just going to spend 20 bucks, buy all 4 of them, and I'm done. Now it costs 20 for one, right? And for a while there, it was costing like 40. Look at this, almost $50 for one. Outrageous. That's what happens with promos, guys. One thing, this is just me, and I don't know if they're going to do this or not, so, you know, don't quote me. I'm just saying this is one thing that I wish Bandai would do. In this bans and restriction list coming up in on August 12th, I'm really, really, really hoping that they say promos are no longer tournament legal. I think that would just be incredible. I just think that would be so good for the game moving forward, especially for things like price like this. It's just so outrageous. I don't know. That's just me. Don't get mad at me. That's just my own personal opinion. Okay, but anyway, Gordon is lower than it has been in a while. It has been dipping down in price because people are anticipating a Red-Purple Law either ban or restriction or nerf in some way. So a lot of people, I think this price has gone down a pretty good amount because of that. Next up is Queen. Queen is getting a reprint. And this card, $12. This is the cheapest it's been in a long time, right? Let's go a year out. So this card used to be, you know, hey, it used to only be $10. Now it's $11, right? Yeah, this card has been expensive for a while. Okay, so if you do not have your playset of this card, I would recommend, I mean, it's up to you. This is not, I would just consider this an SR, and spending $12 on a high-quality SR is something you can do. Because remember, guys, this is a starter deck card. It's not a, even though it says common, that's not correct. It's common in the starter deck of ST04. I would see this more as like a super rare, and getting it, you know, $12 is not, it's not unheard of. That's not the most crazy thing I've ever spent on a super, an SR super rare. But at the same time, if you're trying to watch your budget, I understand you might want to wait until the reprints come out. Okay, what else? I believe this card's being reprinted. Someone correct me in the comment section below if I'm off on that. Cavendish. This card is still outrageously expensive for an SR. I mean, they're pricing this thing like it's as good as, they're pricing this card like it's as good, if not better, than Gecko Moria, when Gecko Moria is run as a 4-of in like any and every black deck, and Cavendish is only limited to Supernova. I do not understand this. There's no way I would pay this price for this card. If I were a green player, I would not be playing green until this card went down in price. That's just me. I opened up one from my EB01 boxes, and that's all I have right now, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, this card in particular, I think this is like a $10 card for sure, but $17, that's a little too much in my opinion for what this card's doing. $10 for sure. Like I said, I could see this being like what I considered a max, cost SR, what they should be. But 17, that's outrageous, guys. I'm sorry. Because like I said, we know how strong Gecko Moria is, and this is the price Gecko Moria was sitting at for how long? For quite some time, and now it's slowly dipped down now that we see reprints are coming. But that's just me. I'm not saying this is a bad card. Do not misunderstand me. Do not misquote me. This is a great card. I'm just saying I would not pay this for it. Last but not least, I got Hody Jones on here. Hody's down to $3, guys. This is seeing a reprint. I feel like a sucker now, because I bought it when it was like $7, but, not the craziest loss, right? Not compared to my Eustass Kidd. I think I lost like $10 a card on Eustass Kidd that I bought. But this card lost about $5 a card. It happens. That's just part of playing the market. But really good stuff. That's why I do these videos, guys, so y'all don't have to get burned like I do, or like I've gotten burned before. So yeah, good stuff there. Okay, that's it for the Market Watch version of the deck, or excuse me, of the video. I'm sorry if I missed a card you really wanted to know. Ask in the comment section below, and I'll tell you about it. If I missed something that you really wanted to know about. But now we're going to move on to the actual decks themselves. So we're going from TCGplayer.com over to Limitless TCG. Excuse me. I will link all this stuff in the comment section below. I'll link TCGplayer.com for those interested, and OnePiece.limitlesstcg.com for those who are interested. So first and foremost, I guess we're just going to kind of go down the line, guys. So just bear with me. This might take a minute, but we're going through this. So the last deck that won at I'm going to try to do OP07 tournaments only unless there's no other option. And in this case, check this out, guys. Here's a 4th place OP07 list, but here's a 1st place one. We'll check this one out right here. $250 is about the average for Gecko Moria. Now, the most expensive card in here now is actually... So there was kind of So believe it or not, the price didn't change at all, because even though Sabo went up in price, Gecko Moria went down in price. So they kind of like went right past each other, and it became an equilibrium where it was like, okay, up here was Gecko Moria and Sabo was right under that. Well, I don't want to say it's under. It was around the same price, but I should say like this. So they were about right here, right? Well, Gecko went down, but Sabo went up. So there's still kind of the midway point is still right in the middle, right? The average is still about the same. Brook is kind of expensive. I hope they're able to fix this, because, guys, look at this. Out of all of these cards right here, it's really just 2 cards that are super expensive. It's 4 Sabos and it's 3 Brooks. Let's look at a list that might be a little bit different. Let's check this guy's out. This guy, Jaiwei Tai. His is 262 because he runs the 4 Sabos and probably 4 Brooks as well. 4 Borsalino. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe $250 is about the average. We'll even look at this random OP06 list. This one's down to 220 because they're not running as many Sabos. So, yeah. I mean, I would say the average price for Gecko Moria, though, is around $250. Okay, next up. Sakazuki, we're not going to waste our time on because it's banned. Red Purple Law. This one is still a little bit expensive. Here's an OP07 first place list. We'll check this one. $325, $330 pretty much. And that's if you're running the Bon Cray Benthams. Sorry, guys, really something in my teeth. I have said it before. I do not think you even need to run this card. Goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. Something was like in my tooth. It was like poking my gum. Okay. I need to brush my teeth, right? I need to brush my teeth. Okay. So, Bon Cray Bentham, I have said it before. I don't think you need to run this card. I would run Beppo over it because in the mirror match, Beppo's just better in my opinion. Bon Cray is still good, and they're not even running Ein in this list. So this list can actually go down like almost $100, like down to $220, probably about $230 if you just go Ein or Beppo in the place of this card. Everything else looks pretty good. Yeah. This card, like we said, is a little expensive. Dude, Miss All Sunday is down to around $5 for 2 of them, so about $250 cards. That's really good as well. Kid and Killer's a little pricey. Vinsmoke Rage. Yeah. So this list looks pretty good. And if they were to... See, there's a few things that just, like, irk me when they do some of these... I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm fine with what the player did. But, like, when you look at price, take $20 off immediately. Because you can just replace this 4th Gordon with a 4th Raise Max instead. Just run 3 Gordons, 4 Raise Max. So, boom, now it's down to $300. Then if you take out the Bon Crays, if you try Ein, like I was saying, if you're just trying to play the deck, or Beppo, well, boom, now you're down to $200 for the entire deck. And this is definitely an S tier deck, right? Like very, very high level. Okay. All right. So there's that. Let's keep going. Black Yellow Luffy. This one is... Goodness gracious, guys. 8th place is the... See, man, look at this. Here's an OP07 one. So here's a second place one from OP07. Notice all of these lists, guys, like no first place for this deck. But here is a second place one we'll check out first. And this one's around $250. I can understand that. It's all about the Sabo with this deck. Sabos, Hiyoris, and Geckos, that's the entire cost of the deck. Everything else is like under $20. Yeah, even the Flampes, everything else is under $20. It's just those three. Gecko, Hiyori, and Sabo. Okay, let's keep going. All right, and now, sorry guys, like I said, that piece of food that was in my teeth. Now I'm like so subconscious. I'm gonna be like rewatching this video before I release it. Like, was there something in my teeth the entire time? But it was like on my bottom tooth, so maybe not. Okay, now Nell is outrageous because of Charlotte Katakuri. This deck is $422. Okay, and $240 of the dollars are from 4 cards. Get this card down in price. Get it down in price. I can understand if it was $100. Like, if you take off $150, then all of a sudden this becomes like a $270 deck, and I think that's in the realm of possibility. Like, that is definitely within the realm of possibility and, like, very acceptable for a very high-level deck, $250, $270. But it's just this one card's fault. It's just this one card's fault, guys, and you cannot play without it. I mean, you can. You technically can, but I wouldn't. If you want the top-tier version of this deck, you need the Katakuri. You just need it. So, yeah, other than this one card, this is like a $200 deck, guys. So, very unfortunate when that kind of stuff happens, but it is what it is. So, that's an L for you. Whitebeard is like the cheapest it has ever been. Now, we have no OP07 list out yet, but let's check out this first place list from a Latin American online treasure cup. Check this out, guys. $120 for a Whitebeard list. The most expensive card in here is the 4 Marcos, surprisingly. Okay, we're going to have to look at this real quick. This card is about $10 a pop. Hang on. Sorry, guys. We do have to check that out because I didn't know that. No, that's not even correct then. Yeah, because this card's down to $7. Well, no, it does say about $9 or $10. Okay, so I would keep an eye on this card, guys, on the Marco, because this card it looks like it is starting to fluctuate in price a little bit and go up a little. But hey, I think under $10 for this card, like these top 4, is not too bad. Or I guess all these up to right here, probably not too bad. But I would keep an eye on that card. But yeah, that is the most expensive card in the whole deck. That's crazy. Whereas like you know, Newgate is cheaper, Ace, and Luffy's cheaper as well. The 5 cost rush Luffy. Radical Beams have gone down in price as well because I think they're going to be reprinted in the PRB 01. So that's a really good thing. Okay, so good stuff there. That's Newgate for us. Green Uda. This one has gone way down in price since last time I checked. Let me see if there's an OP07 list. There's not. We're going to check out this 3rd place list from OP06. Down to $105, guys. Because guess what? This one is not running the Eustass Kidds. It's running 1 Zoro, 2 Hody Jones, which are down in price, 4 Namis, which are down in price, and then it's running all this other stuff here, the Draco Mihawks. And yeah, that's it. Like this deck is $105 for a deck that got 3rd place at an online treasure cup. So really, really good stuff there. I am going to look at one other one that's running actual Eustass Kidd in it. Okay, this one's $115. Wow. Okay, because it's this one's not running the Draco Mihawks, and instead it's running the Eustass Kidd. Still only $115, guys. This seems... And it's running 2 Krieg. I really like this list. This is 5th place at an online regional as well. Really good stuff here. Sanji's, Nico, Robin's very cool. Interesting, it's running 1 Nico, Robin, the 3 costs 4K, 1K counter. All right, anyway. Really good stuff there. So Nami, very strong budget deck currently, guys. And it gets even better in OP0 8.5 with the starter decks. Okay, Lucci right here. Let's check out this second place list. Yeah, it looks like second place is the best one we can check out. I think it's going to be around 250. Yeah, 220. Okay, and again, Sabo being the main culprit. If they could just fix this Sabo price, all of a sudden, like one of the best decks, if not the best deck in the format, is under $200. You know what I mean? Really, really strong. This one's only running 2 Brooks. That card is getting a little pricey. Hopefully they can fix that soon. But yeah, looks good. So Lucci, pretty cheap, all things considered. Katakuri is outrageously cheap, guys. Check this out. Let me get this. We'll do this second place list. $86 for this deck. This got 2nd place at an online regional. The most expensive card is this one, you know, because 10 cost Linlin, guys, has gone down like $2.50 a card. So it's like this card is super, super cheap now, or maybe $3 a card. And then the 10 cost, excuse me, that was the 10 cost Linlin. The 7 cost Linlin is at about $10 a card, $9 a card. So it's just hard to beat that, guys, for an extremely viable, tournament viable deck. And the only thing missing in this entire list, and it is 2 important cards, it's banned now, is Reject. 2 rejects are missing. Guys, you could literally just go up 1 Thunderbolt and 1 200 million Volts of Maru, and you might not even be able to tell the difference. I know, I'm just kidding a little bit. I understand how good Reject was, but I'm just saying, if you're just trying to make this budget list work, all you have to do is replace the 2 rejects with 2 cards of whatever you want. Put in 2 aces for all I care. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter, because this wasn't even a searchable card. So if you add more 1K counters, or like even add in 2 more Onamis for Banish, there you go. Really good stuff here, though. Super cheap list. Okay, that was Katakuri. Nami, another insanely cheap list, guys. 4th place in OP07. Oh, under $50, you say. This is Pokemon territory. This is where I want every single deck to be. I want every deck to be in the $50 to $100 range one day. That's my dream for One Piece one day, guys. Who knows? In the future, maybe, right? But I'm just saying, that's where I would love for these cards to be. And that way, all of the value cards are in the alternate arts, and then you still have the collector's market. It would be perfect for everyone. But hey, something for us all to aspire to, right, guys? Blue Nami. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, this is awesome. Really cheap. If you're a newer player who likes playing crazy, off-the-wall, control-style decks, this might be your ticket into the game. It's a very weird play style, but there is something to be said. This is as cheap as it gets. Very fun. Okay, so where are we at? Nami. Bonnie. This one's probably going to be around 250 or 200 to 250. I'm not sure. Let's check out this one right here. 3rd place at a online regional. 225. Yep, that's about what I expected. Cavendish and Eustass Kidd being the most expensive cards, realistically. 2 Zoros in this one. So you can actually, well, no, I think 2 Zoros is perfect for this list. Like I said, guys, I think 2 Zoros is literally just perfect. When you have a refined list and everything set up. Hey, if you got 4 Zoros, I guess you could throw them in there. But like, if you're trying to just pick up budget, trying to make a list as budget as you can, 2 Zoros is about as much as you need. 4 Hody Jones. This card's going down in price. Really liking the prices here, guys. These are really nice. Let's look at one more. Here's a 6th place one. This one's $205. It's running a single X-Drake. That's interesting. Only 2 Eustass Kidds, 2 Zoros, 2 Rosinantes. That's really interesting. You could cheat out a X-Drake with that, a Cavendish, Jewelry Bonnie, a lot of targets for the Rosinante, and then you got the boss man himself, Doflamingo. Really good stuff there. Okay, let's keep going. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Not too much crazy stuff going on here. There are no OP07 lists for Yamato yet, so we'll just look at this 2nd place list from OP06. Under $100, guys. Look at this. Most expensive card is this Dracula Meathawk. And I do think you need this card in here, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to cheat out cards like Arlong, Kikanojo, Nekomamushi, Inurashi too. Wow, I didn't think about that one. And then I think that's about it. Yeah, it's not even running the Ohm package. It's just like, no, I just want to cheat out a 4-cost 6K or a 3-cost 5K, or a 4-cost 5K, excuse me, body. And then you're getting cards from your triggers as well. Wow, this is an interesting list. I don't think I've seen this yet, but really strong. It's running 200 million Volts of Maru, Punk Gibson, Flame Dragon King. You're the one. This is a really spicy list, guys, and it's from 2nd place at an online regional. Good stuff. Super cheap as well. Perona is going to be probably around the $250 range, because it does have the geckos. It's got Sabos. It's got Borsalinos. Let's look at this. No OP07 list, but we'll look at this OP06 list. $200, not as bad as I thought. It's all in the Borsalinos, the Sabos, and the geckos, like I said. So everything else really cheap. Good stuff here. Okay, let's keep going. Perona, Doflamingo. Now, this is one to keep your eye on. If you're trying to play Doflamingo in OP08, OP08.5, or even now in OP07, 3rd place already. Look at this at a regional. $120 deck, guys. This is a $120 deck to buy from the ground up. Like, if you have none of these cards, then here you go. $120 deck list. Really strong. Man, it's hard to beat that, guys. Like, for a list that got 3rd place at a regional recently in OP07, this deck is under $150. You know what I mean? And that's if you have none of the cards. Really incredible. Can't wait for more Dofi action. Red Purple Luffy. This one's a little pricey. You wouldn't think it would be, but I think it's around $250. Let's look at, this is OP05. OP06, let's look at this 12th place list here. About $250, like I said, $240. A lot of money in the Bon Cray Benthams, a lot of money in the Queens. And in this list, I think you actually do need the Bon Crays, not like in Law where you're trying to cheat cards out. I actually think the Bon Crays are a very big deal in this deck because you need the 1K counters and you need the potential way to fight against your opponent's board if they go tall. So yeah, that's that. Hey, but that's $100. If you just want to replace this card and make it budget, put in Ein, all of a sudden this is a $100 list or $120 list, whatever. Or I can't do math. $140. I would say 4 queens is pretty good. However, if you hop on the Discord, guys, which by all means everyone's welcome on there, we got some players who main red purple law in there. You know, shout out to Kane. That's our resident red purple law guru, and he is against the queens in the deck. So, hey, you know, hop on the Discord and bother him. Tell him I sent you. No, I'm just kidding. Good guy on there. But, yeah, he plays red, purple, Luffy all the time. And he is, like, I don't think you need 4 queens. He's not saying they're bad cards. He's just saying that I think you can play without them. And he's made lists that have done very well without queen or at a very low number. So, good stuff there. Okay, on to Reiju. Guys, this is another banger. Look at this. We're going to check out this guy, Luca Carre. Because, look, he's got a 28th place finish, 30th, and 5th place. Okay, we're going to see what he's building. Under $100 Reiju list. That's getting tops. Like, consistent tops with Reiju. Just incredible. Number one, obviously, this guy is a good player. There's no question there. But number two, look at how affordable this deck list is, guys. Seems good. Seems good. Consistency is, like, the number one sign of success, right? Like when it comes to something like this, like if someone gets 1 win and then they don't ever win again, it's like, okay, people could argue like, oh, maybe there was a little bit of luck involved. I'm not saying there was, but people could say that, right? But when it's like, okay, I'm consistently topping with the same deck, with the same leader, that says something. Number one about the deck and number two about the pilot. $80 deck, guys. Incredible. Okay, we'll look at a few more. Actually, we're not gonna look at any more of these guys. Sorry. If you guys want to check these out, hop on limitlesstcg.com and check them out, guys. I will link in the comment section below. Now we're gonna do a quick game on we're gonna head over to the lab now before we do a game on the sim. Let me black this out real quick and get us set up. Give me just a second, guys. Got to make sure I do this just right. Okay. Should be good. And now let me move my face over. We're gonna check out this game from the lab. This is a community submitted game. Okay, if you want me to review one of your games, all you have to do is record it. I would use OBS because it's free. Record the game, upload it to YouTube. You can make it private where nobody can see it unless they have the link. Link it to me on Discord under the Review My Games tab in my Discord, and I'll throw it in line, guys, because I've got like 5 pages right now of just straight, you know, names of, like throwing paper everywhere. I've got like 5 different pages now of names that I got to get through, and I'm happy about that. I want to keep this going because this has turned out to be a really fun part of each video each day. All right, let's get into this. This video is already running long. Let's just dive straight into it. Volume is off. Speed is now it's on 2x, and we're good to go. Okay, red purple Luffy versus green black. All right, pause already. Green black Perona. Doing a top 5 Nami search, and there is no target, unfortunately, for Nami. I don't know what this deck list is. Like, I don't know what the person's deck list is, but we always have to be careful. Is this thing loading? There it goes, yeah. You always have to make sure your deck list has enough legal targets in there to get. You know, and for a top 5 searcher, I would say 16 is the minimum I would run. I'm not saying you can't run less, but 16 is like the bare minimum I would run for a top 5 searcher. And this guy might have that. He might have just got unlucky there because I see a Diable Jambe, but we'll have to see. Okay, swinging 9 into 5, keeping the pressure on. Because I will say, guys, at the end of the day, red-purple Luffy against Perona, you don't have blockers. Now, he just swung 5 into the Nami. The red-purple Luffy player is probably breathing a sigh of relief because look at the cards in their hand. They have a 2K counter and a 1K, and that's it, right? So they're probably breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief here. Okay, we are, you know, the game is still live. I know it looks like it paused there, but no, we're just waiting for them for the Perona player to play something out here, and they're gonna do 2 searchers, and I cannot see it. They do so pause. They do have it blocked out where I cannot see what was searched, and that's fine. It's not a big deal at all. But they did a brand new search. The Perona did, and a Jewelry Bonnie, so a Navy search, and then a Supernova search. Interesting. Okay, playing out Bon Carre, ramping a Dawn, gonna swing for 8. Looks like that's the only play. Okay, that was a very patient play there, swinging into the Jewelry Bonnie. Honestly, I think I would tempt them to keep searching. Now, I don't know what they searched up. Maybe they searched up something that, you know, the player on the bottom really did not like. But honestly, I don't know if I would worry about that card. You know, and there we go. So playing out the Bon Carre, was not the worst thing in the world, because it did, you know, it drew us a dawn, right? It ramped us a dawn. That's pretty much all it was ever going to do this game because of how the leader Perona works. Okay, let's see what they do now. They have 6 dawn left. Swing for 6, a little poke here, nice 1K counter out. I like that Sanji. I do like that Sanji. Then they're going to play out the 5-cost Sabo. Draw 2, trash 2, and protect the board. But it looks like next turn we're going to be able to get directly to 9 dawn. And you see the player at the bottom is mousing over their card there. Let me make sure we're on 2x speed. Yeah, we're on 2x speed. But the player on the bottom was mousing over the new gate. I think, okay, I was going to say I would probably just slam the new gate here. So one thing, did we use the leader effect yet? I might have missed it. 9 into 3. Okay, sure. That works. I would have done the 8 into 3 here, but he's probably going to use his leader effect and swing 9. So let's see what he does here. We're literally just waiting for the green-black Perona player to make up their mind. Honestly, I don't know why you'd save this card or even think about it. Okay, so right here, I would have just slammed the 9-cost new gate. Because I thought we were going to be at 9 here. I would have slammed the 9-cost new gate. I would have still swung for 7, right? And now I've got this massive body on the board for him to worry about. And remember, what's his name? Dragon has Rush. I can play him next turn, and then I get to swing with both my 9-cost Whitebeard and my Dragon. You see what I'm saying? And then potentially sit on like a Rad Beam or something. And now it's going to be harder for him to attack into your leader this turn because you're going to be a 8,000 power leader. That's just the way that I would have done it. Okay, swinging for 9. This should drop him down to 2. There's no reason to use a blocker here. Using the blocker in this situation would be a play mistake. I don't think there's any way around that. Okay, just waiting on the Perona. I'm going to fast forward because this Perona is taking a long time to make their decisions. Okay, they're going to block out 2K, 2K. I would have just taken it, but hey, they had the counter power in hand. Seems good. All right, so now we're back to the Perona player's turn. They are on their 8 dawn turn, I think it is. Yeah, it looks like their 8 dawn turn. Yeah, give me just a second. There we go. So let's see what they decide to do. And like I said, we are going to kind of fast forward a little bit because this Perona player is taking their sweet time. And I know some people are really upset about the new timer. Hang on, pause. Some people are really upset that they've introduced a timer to the new version of the sim. I am very happy about the timer. I know it can make you anxious, like, oh, just don't watch the timer. Just play it to the best of your ability. If you lose from the timer, you lose. It's not a big deal. You know, remember, there's no money on the line. You know, I mean, this is just a sim game. So all I'm trying to say is, you know, that timer is really nice for matches like this. Okay, play. All right, they're going to swing 7 into face. Easy 2K counter out. And they wouldn't have... Okay, remember, if we had played out the guy, the 9-cost Whitebeard, they would not have even been able to swing into us this turn for 7. So that would disrupt their entire turn right here. Because we'd be at 8K. And can they really take out our new gate? Potentially they could. But let's see, if they don't take out the dragon, then they couldn't. Yeah, they didn't take out the dragon, then they couldn't have taken out the new gate. And now we'd have two more attacks this turn that would equal out from playing out the dragon last turn. And who cares if they kept a brand new, right? Like, that's another thing, too, I got to say. Why are you worrying about the little characters? You know what I mean? The Searcher, okay, I can understand popping the Searcher. But, like, brand new, we don't want him in the trash, right? If brand new goes to the trash, then he gets to pull it back later with Gecko Moria. But Bonnie, you know, that at least, you know, forces them to bring it into play untapped. Okay, so swing for 9, it goes through. Swing for 8, let's see what happens here. And we're sitting on 2 1K counters and 3 life. If they attack this next time, we might want to take it. We want to get our Rad Beam online whenever we do draw to it. I'd probably play out, okay, they're waiting to see if they want to save their character with Rosinante. Why not just block with Rosinante then? This is so strange. Okay, the player at the top might be a newer player. That does happen. You know, it does happen. But right here, the follow-up play is I would play out the... Okay, they're going to sit on counter power, which is not the worst thing in the world. But remember, you're at 8,000 power this turn, and you have 3 life. And they can only swing with their leader, right? If they swing with their blocker, you can just run them over next turn. So I would have probably just played out the Nami there. Either search for a 2K counter, search for something else, and just put on the heat that way. All right, let's see what they do. We're going to fast forward, like I said, because, guys, this Perona player is taking a minute. They're taking 2 minutes. Okay, look at it. It's still their turn. Okay, they play out the 8-cost Kidd, cheating out the Bartolomeo with the 8-cost Kidd's ability. Now you have to swing into that. That's fine. We could easily, well, not easily, excuse me. So in this situation, pause. I wish we had done a top 5 search last turn with the Nami. That's the first thing I want to say. Because notice they didn't attack at all, right? Because they couldn't. We were at 8,000 power. Now this turn, I think the correct play here is to swing 12 into the Eustass Kidd, popping the Rosinante not with the Eustass Kidd, excuse me, with the 9 cost. Wait, swing 12 with Whitebeard into Eustass Kidd. Pop the Rosinante with the Whitebeard's effect. Then he will use a blocker to save it, more than likely, and then you swing for 10 more with like your dragon and just start whittling him down in that way. Do some top 5 searching and do the rest of the dawn the way you need to. So maybe do the searching first, actually. I'd probably do a top 5 search first. Okay, always use your searches first. That's fine, though. That play was never going to change. Swing 12, he's probably going to give us Bartolomeo. It's fine. Yeah, just give us Bartolomeo. Okay, thank you. It's like, guys, there is no other option. Okay, swing for 12. He's going to give us the Sabo here more than likely, or just let it go. He might. I would consider just letting it go, to be honest, because then we're just going to load up and take it out anyway, and then you lose your whole board. Whereas right here, we're like kind of tempting them, you know, excuse me, if you're the Perona player, you're kind of tempting them, like attacking to my face if you let this go. And I would, you know. But then they get to draw a card and have more options that way. Okay, so let's see what they decide. I'm going to fast forward. They use the blocker. Sorry, guys. It is taking so long. So they blocked it there. Now swing for 12, or 11, excuse me, into the Eustass Kidd. Pass the turn. We have a full board. Well, we have 2 massive characters on the board. And we have our leader. That's a 6K. We're in a pretty good spot here. We're in a pretty good spot here. All right, let's see what the Perona does. Again, sorry, guys. Just going to fast forward. Here we go. Suru, -2 to the dragon. They're going to finally try to take out the dragon. -2 with the Suru, -1 with the leader, popping a 5 or less with the Sakazuki, trashing an X-ray, playing out the Bonnie, the Jewelry Bonnie. And let's see, they're going to do a top 5 search with it. That's their only option. Yeah, okay. And then they can swing for 6 at leader. And right here, I would probably take it just to get my Rad Beam online for whenever we do finally, you know, get one this game. Assuming we'll get one. Okay. Sorry, it was on pause. Okay, swing for 6 here. 1K counter. That's fine. That's fine. Going for a flawless victory. You love to see it. Coming in here. Now this I really like. Swing there. Popping the Bonnie. So 12, that's going through. We can play out a blocker. I would wait to play the blockers until second, but not a big deal. Swing for 8. This is probably going through their turn. All right, here we go. They're in a lot of trouble here, right? Like the green-black Perona player is in oodles of trouble. Large amounts of trouble. Gonna fast forward because they got a lot to think about, but I don't know what you could possibly do here. Maybe dropping down the 10 cost Dofi, but then you have to deal with a 16K attack from Sanji. Yeah, there pretty much is no way out of this one unless they have lots of removal. Swing 7 into 6. Okay, we'll take that. Okay, 1K counter. Swing. Okay, sorry guys, I did fast forward a little too quick there. Swing for 6 into 6, 1K counter, and now they're gonna play out Eustass Kidd. Put that on it, cheat out a blocker, Bartolomeo, but I don't think that will be enough this time. Okay, just going to slam the shanks. I respect that. Smash in for 10. They're going to have to give us, you know, the blocker here. And then that's going to be game, right? That's going to be it. Swing for 6. And let's see if they have a 2K counter. They did just use a 2K counter with Subaru. They might not have it. They didn't have it. So GG. That was a good game there. The green-black Perona player... I don't know. I don't know really who's better in this matchup, but it seems like red-purple Luffy had all they needed to deal with this. Pretty good plays. Like I said, I would develop the board a little more in some situations, and I will always, if I have the opportunity, if I have a rush character in hand, let me go back to the turn where you played it, right here. So you have 9 Dawn this turn, even though it says 8 because you still can use your leader effect. I would just slam down the new gate and then swing 7 at face, right? Or excuse me, 8. It will be 8 at face because your leader will go up to 8. That is more important in my opinion because then you get to attack 1 turn earlier with your new gate, and you can use the dragon to attach the 2 to the new gate and use that effect to smash in popping characters on the board. No one cares about this stupid brand new. That card will not attack you the entire game because you're a 6K base leader. It would take them 3 Dawn just to get a 1K counter out of your hand, 4 Dawn to get a 2K counter out of your hand, and they can't even do anything if you drop the new gate, like I was saying. So that's the route. That's one major thing I would have changed. And then a little bit after that, right here, this turn right here, it took them a long time. I'm going to fast forward. It took them a long time to figure out what they wanted to do here. Actually, it's still our turn though. Hang on. So right here. So we swing in. Or it was their turn, sorry. So we swing in there. They block it. 2K counter out. I would not have done that. I would have. There's no way I would have done that personally. I would have just given him a blocker, given Borsellino. But right here, I would. So he's waiting to use his Rosinante or not to save the Borsellino. Chooses to let it go. Then we pass the turn. I would have just played out the Nami. We're an 8,000 power leader. We have 3 life. Dare him to swing at you. Just so that way you can draw some cards and you can do a top 5 search with Nami. Those are like the 2 major things I would have done differently. But other than that, outstanding play. You had full control of this game the entire time. That was a good game. That was a fun one. Okay, now let me get us set up on one more thing right here. Hang on 1 second, guys. Let me black out the screen. Okay, I can probably just leave my face right here for now and bring up the next game. We got one more game, guys. We got one more game to check out here. This one is of me playing Film Law. Red, green, Film Law. Check this out, guys. This was a fun one. Volume is off. Speed is on 2x. Let's watch this game. I clicked it twice. Did it? Yeah, it saved it. Okay. So I've been in the lab. You know, I've been cooking up some shenanigans here, and I was thinking, you know, film can really flood the board, and red green has an incredible film package that even doubles over with some supernova cards. But check this out. I'm like, you know what? Let's just see what we can do here. Go to swing for 5, just get cards out of hand, play out Nami, do a top 5 search, or top 3 search, grab Shiraya. Guys, Shiraya is a film card, okay? They're going to swing for 5 into me. Give him a 2K counter. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to be drawing cards all game with this Nami if I can start swinging. And look at what's in my hand, by the way, guys. Yeah, everyone sees the Shanks, right? Got Rayleigh in here, too. Got my guy Rayleigh in here. So swing for 6 and use the effect. I'll do a top search, grabbing out a Luffy, which is another searcher. I'm going to swing for 6 so I can get over that. Right here, I play out the Shiraya to protect my board a little bit, hopefully. But, you know, black has a lot of removal. 5 into 5, I am going to try to save this card. It's worth a card at least. Sure, now I don't lose 2 cards, right? Because if I had let it go, they would have popped my Shiraya, and then I would have been in a bad situation there. However, that card right there, that Jack, is not ideal, right? That card is an issue. That card is a problem. So I'm going to pop the Sabo and minus... hang on, pause. I dropped the what's his name? The Jack... Oh, down to 6. I was going to say, if I could have dropped him down to 5, I would have swung 5 into him with Shiraya and 5 into him with the... what's his name? The Law. Okay, but that's all right. We got rid of a blocker. We have an 8K on the board now. They did get to keep their guy, but next turn, that card is going bye-bye. Y'all see that Shanks in hand? Yeah, that is a on-play, pop a 10,000 power character or less. There's no way that Jack is surviving next turn. I don't care what his cost is, right? I'm just going to pop him. Okay, so he gets rid of that. He's probably going to pop my blocker here with the Jack. So my logic here was, okay, I probably should use the blocker here and force the attack with Jack, or else he'd be able to cycle and remove it the other way. Okay, and he's a 6,000 power character, so I could just 2K counter out of it. So that was definitely the right play there. Swinging for 5, say bye to your Jack, and I've got a 10 cost 12K on the board. Your turn, sir. You know, that Shanks, guys, if you can drop Shanks, it is looking very favorable for you. Now, I think a lot of people are probably wondering, like, yeah, but isn't this supposed to be a red-green Law deck? It is, but you have to remember, I'm playing against a deck that has tons of removal, right? It is what it is. I can't do anything about that. Okay, so right here, I'm just waiting for them to pass the turn. They're probably going to choose to draw a card with their leader effect. I think they forgot to do that. Now, right here, I've got Rayleigh. There's a lot of things I can do right here. I think I want to... So, I don't remember what I do, but I think play out the 2-cost Luffy, and then try to cheat something out with the Brook to start filling up my board. That is what I'd be trying to do here. Okay, and that is what I try to do. I could have tried to go for the Nami, but I still have 8 Dawn for the turn, so I could swing 6, swing 12, play out the Trafalgar Law, play out the 7-cost Luffy, play out the Brook, and go from there. Yep, and that's what we do. No follow-up after the Brook, but guys, look at that board. My board is all the way back up, guys. All the way back up. They're going to pop... So they did some kind of sovereignty. I forgot. Hockey sovereignty. And they were able to pop 2 6 or less cards. They got my ace with that. Or my Shanks with that. That was really unfortunate. Go ahead and pop his guy there. And now we're going to smash in for 5. And then I'm going to play... And then they quit before I could even play out the Bluno. Let me go back to that closing position there. This was the last position. I just swung in. They took it. I have a blocker on my board. I'm about to play out the little tiny blocker as well, and I'm going to pass turn. And then whatever they play next turn, unless it's a 10-cost 12K character, which they might have, but if they do that, I'm just going to run them over, right? But whatever they play next turn, other than a 10-cost 12K, Shanks is popping it, and I'm going up to pretty much a full board. Because like I said, I'm going to put down that 2-cost blocker. So really good stuff there. This deck might have some potential. We'll have to see. Let me go ahead and throw up the... y'all give me just a second to get set up one more time, guys. I got to put up the black screen one more time. Move my face over. Go minimize this, and then we will bring up the... There we go. All right, now I can show you guys. This is the list I was running that I was messing around with. There's some ideas here with Trafalgar Law because you can bounce back both the Nami or the Luffy. Those are both searchers and get extra effects from them and protect them. I'm running the Baccarat in here. I think I just didn't see it. Cavendish is in here as a 2-of. I basically have a few Supernova 2-ofs in here, right? So I've got 2 Cavendish, 2 Kidd and Killer, 2 Trafalgar Law, and then 2 Rayleigh. He's not Supernova. He's a former Roger Pirates, but still, it's basically all film and then a little tiny bit of Supernova support and Rayleigh support. And guys, this Rayleigh, as y'all saw, it was not bad. I mean, like, this is just a good quality card, right? It's not like... The thing about it is this card seems too fair for its cost and for what it does. You know, people are used to getting an 8-cost Gecko Moria on the board, right? Or 8-cost Katakuri. Or, you know, 9-cost whatever, 9-cost Yamato, 10-cost Ace, things like that. But this card is still very good. It's just not insanely broken or anything. It's just like an extremely fair, powerful card. And when I can loop... Excuse me, not loop, but when I can chain Rayleigh into Shanks... That's not the worst thing in the world. That's really not the worst combo possible. It's actually just so powerful. It's actually so good. And then, like, you know, if I did this, think about it. If I'm on the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 curve, the even curve, I could go, you know, turn 1, Luffy, turn 2, Nami Searcher, turn 3, Law, turn 4, Rayleigh, turn 5, Shanks. That's like the dream curve that I was thinking of with this deck. And then after that, I can completely flood the board with, like, Luffy's, Brooks, and things like that. Sorry, guys. It's that time of the video where my nose is starting to itch. All right, but that's it, guys. I'm done. You know, only an hour and 20-minute video, but hey, we got a huge market watch done. Got to check out 2 fun games, one from the lab and one on the sim with Red Green Film Law. Just some good stuff all around. So let me go ahead and put up the Playmat supporter page. Thank you guys so much to everybody who supports the channel. Guys, if you're just liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, if you're doing any of those things, not even all of them, just any of those things, you're helping me out, and I really appreciate it. And then last but not least, the patrons. Guys, thank you guys so much if you're on the VP Pirates patron page here for just donating to the cause, trying to help me, you know, to keep this channel going. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to quit yapping now and let this video finally end. We're almost on an hour and 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, if I missed anything, just hit me up in the comment section below, and we'll talk about it down there. All right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.